look like I've been run over. But good morning.
Needing a lead back. But the Philadelphia
Can I get it right?
a championship team should, right?
I just got done editing yesterday's vlog, and it actually, I mean, it's okay. I should have done a few more like interaction type clips, but like I had said last night, I was just in the moment, so I was taking in everything as I was recording. And just to give you guys an update on this one, Ricky, do you feel okay?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ricky is just fine today. So
The mouth. Where's your mouth?
I don't know where the mouth is. Y'all have made a mess again. I clean up, y'all make a mess. And it's on repeat. So Ricky is just fine. Michael's still his silly, crazy self. But Ricky is back to normal. No low-grade fever, nothing like that. So he's starting not to feel good again, and I don't know what it is. He was fine yesterday, and now today he's not doing so good. Still low grade, 99.2. But yeah, I wish it would leave him alone. My poor baby. Hi y'all. So today is now Monday. I know I got a little bit of footage yesterday, so I'm just going to compile all that together. Ricky is not doing well. His fever has spiked. So what I am doing right now is taking him to his pediatrician. I got the first available appointment, which is 2 o'clock. It's 1:30 right now, so we're headed there. One big thing that he told me this afternoon was that his ear hurts. So I'm thinking my mom is right. I'm thinking that it could be an ear infection that he has been dealing with, because that would explain the off and on low-grade fever that I think now has spiked to a high temp now. Because he is very warm. I haven't checked his temperature yet. I'm going to let them check his temperature, and I haven't given him any Motrin or anything, because I want to have a true temperature reading when we get there. So hopefully we can get him some relief from whatever is ailing him, if it is his ears, here pretty soon. So we're here, and we're just looking around at the different animals that they have on the walls. It's so cool, huh?
Yeah.
They're in a choo-choo train.
Train is inside that wall.
He's trying so hard to feel better, but we'll see. I'm thinking it's ear infection. Definitely. Because his ears look red. And there is some, it looks like drainage, possibly. So we'll see for sure. And we're just looking at the animals. All the animals.
What's that?
And the big hot air balloons and the choo-choo train. He's naming all the animals, so that's keeping him busy until the doctor comes in. So he got weighed, and he let the nurse take his temperature, and it's still 99.3, I believe is what she said. So it's still low grade. I mean, it stays right around there. It's just enough for him to feel bad and sluggish and sleepy and not himself. So hopefully we can get him to feeling like his self again, because I miss my healthy Ricky. Yeah. mom was right. It was an ear infection, and it's what I had presumed also. I had thought about that. Because he hasn't had an ear infection in a really, really long time. So it makes sense. The way that he was acting, the way that it was like off and on, he'd be fine, and then he'd be down, and then he'd be fine. And his fever hasn't spiked to a high temp. It's just stayed at a low grade. So now, any autistic parent out there is dreading giving their child the antibiotic, the dreaded antibiotic. Will he take it, or will he spit the entire dosage out? That's the big question here. So fingers crossed, because the last time that he had an antibiotic, he took it. But the time before that, he spit it out. So I had to take him to the emergency room, and he had to get a series of shots. That's when he had pneumonia. So, oh boy, we'll find out. How are you feeling? Are you feeling better? Does your ear feel better?
Yep.
Good. So, I think this is going to be an extremely short vlog. Yeah. Because I am extremely tired. I thought that Sunday was going to be like my rest day, and then Monday we'd get right back into our routine of doing certain things. But, turns out, no, didn't happen that way. I stayed up for a good majority of Saturday night because I was so afraid of the fever coming back that my worry kept me up. And then I was really tired on Sunday, and then he was actually not feeling good the entire day on Sunday. And we had kind of sorta were planning on going to a trunk or treat, but I mean, obviously that didn't happen because he wasn't feeling good. I'm just glad that it wasn't contagious. And I just got out of the shower. I'm like so tired. I really want Ricky to go to school tomorrow. And since it was a low-grade fever, I don't think the 24-hour period of no fever applies since it was a low grade. I don't know how that works. I'd have to look it up and see what the school policies are for if a child has fever. I know that if it's a high fever, you have to wait like 24 hours that they're fever-free before they can return back to school. So I'm just really glad that he is not contagious. I'm sad that he's got an ear infection. This is the first ear infection that he had since he was maybe a year old. I mean, so that's good. And it explains why he got sick, he was fine, then he was sick again. And the big thing about what had happened today, there were some huge moments that we had. Ricky came up to me and he told me, my ear hurts. And that's a big thing. I mean, that's a really big thing in the autism world because there are communication barriers with our children. But there are times that it's hard for them to communicate if something is wrong. So for him to very clearly and concisely come up to me, point to his ear and say, my ear hurts, I was like, buddy, really? Really? Oh my gosh. Oh, and I didn't want him to feel excited because, or feel like I was excited because his ear hurts. But I was just astonished at how well he communicated that. And I kept asking him which ear, and he kept pointing to his right ear every time. Even when we were at the doctor's office, when the nurse asked him what was wrong, he said, my ear hurts. And she looked at me and I looked at her. I was like, yeah, I know, this is huge. And then I asked him again, well, which ear, buddy? And he kept pointing to the right ear. And then the doctor asked him the same thing. He did the same thing. And so she looked at that ear first and she said, yep. There's a lot of fluid retaining. There's inflammation and some bulging within the ear canal. So yeah, it is definitely an ear infection. So I'm just relieved. The other big thing, and it was hard for me to capture because, like I had said previously, I want to say pretty much any parent, it's hard to get your child to take medication, but for an ASD child, it's really, really difficult. I mean, it is a battle, because it's like when the doctor had suggested, oh, how about you mix it with the Hershey's chocolate syrup? You can mix the antibiotic with the Hershey's chocolate syrup, and he won't know.
Mommy, not time. Mommy,
really, lady?
not time.
Really? I bribed him with something that I knew he would take. I told him if he took all of his medicine, that it would help his ears so that he can go trick-or-treating on Halloween. And if he took all of his medicine, I gave him a handful of Skittles. Is it wrong? I mean, the good news is he took all of the medicine. He sat in my lap. This is why I couldn't vlog it, because he sat in my lap. So I was holding him, and I had a wet washcloth because I'm always prepared for the spit out moment. So I had a wet washcloth underneath his chin, and then in my other hand I had the syringe, and he took it. He took it. If I had an extra hand, I would have vlogged it, but I didn't. But he took it, and it was huge. And then the other thing was, while we were eating dinner, he tells me, Mommy, P-I-G. It says P-I-G. And I said, yeah, it does. What does that spell? And he goes, pig. This kiddo, he amazes me every single day. So, I mean, overall, the past 2 days, yesterday and today, have been tiring. But overall, I mean, it's relieving to know that it's not a contagious thing. It's relieving to know that it's not something more, because we have had a scare with pneumonia. That was earlier in the year. We've had a scare with flu and stomach bugs and all of that. And I don't know if it's just my child or if anyone with a child on the spectrum can relate, but it seems like their immune system just can't quite kick in. And there are times where they will get sick and then they'll be fine, and then like a week or so later they're sick again. And it's like this little routine that their body gets into, and somehow, some way, you've got to get them out of it. I mean, I'm lucky enough that Ricky gladly takes his vitamins. We got him a gummy vitamin. It has been my fault that I have forgot in the past 2 weeks to give him his gummy vitamin, but I'm gonna have to kick that back up again. But he takes that without any fighting, so I'm relieved for that. But I don't know. I mean, as far as Ricky goes, like if he gets sick one time, then he'll be fine for a little bit, and then it's like this little routine that his body gets into, and I gotta try to figure out how to get his body out of that. Whether I have to up his probiotics or whatever the case may be, it seems that way. Whether it's a stomach issue or a fever issue or whatever, let me know in the comments if you have a child on the spectrum and if that child has issues with being sick. And I know it's got to do with his diet. I know it does, because it's hard to get an adequate amount of fruits and vegetables into his diet, since he's already a picky sensory texture issue type of child who just can't get past that in order to eat properly. So yeah. So this is where we're gonna end the vlog. Can you tell everybody thank you for watching?
Thanks for watching.
Say sorry it's so short.
It was so short.
Say like the video.
Like the video.
Say subscribe.
Bye.
Are you feeling better?
Yeah.
Yay, Ricky! Yay, Ricky's feeling better. They're so happy, Ricky. They love you. You say, I love you.
I love you.
Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye, guys. We'll see y'all tomorrow.